to this week's podcast and video recording. We're excited to have you here. And first and foremost, we want to wish you all a happy Thanksgiving. It is Turkey Week. For those of you that like turkey, I guess for those of you that don't, enjoy whatever foods your family will be eating. But we want to start off by thanking each of you for listening, subscribing, following us, participating. We would not be here without all of you. Right? This is about you, not about us. We're excited that we've been able to continue to do these podcasts and now be on YouTube and share these video recordings to help you. But we just want to acknowledge and let you know how grateful we are for each of you. But we are excited for today and excited to share this topic, which for Shalise and I, this is going to be much more personal. And just to be upfront with all of you, this is going to have a little bit more of a spiritual tie and depth. And so if that's something that you're not really open to, we hope you'll listen and just take what you can from it. If not, we totally respect that. But we wanted to give that to you up front and let you know that we're excited to share what we're going to share, because this is a huge part of both of our lives. And we're excited to get to share that part with you and how that's impacted us and helping, or how it will help you become an elite athlete.
Yes, and just kind of echoing off Whitney, just so you hear it from me as well, I am very thankful for each and every single one of you and for allowing me and Whit to live out this childhood dream of ours of being able to provide this content for you. We are passionate about it and we love it, and we wish we could do it full time, and hopefully one day we can do it full time. But thank you for subscribing. Thank you for following. Thank you for believing in us and trusting us with this information. And like what said, like today's topic is near and dear to our hearts, and it's actually about the heart and the mind. So we're gonna start off with these quotes, and as you've probably seen, like, why are they starting out with quotes? We're big quote people over here, so don't judge us, okay? So quotes, which we love, and we want you to take a screenshot of it if you're watching on video. And if not, then pause, write it down, and then rewind, write it down, make sure you get it all, because these are super amazing quotes. The first one is, "The strongest athletes lead with heart and think with purpose. A trained mind gives them focus, and an open heart gives them power." The second one is, "True strength comes when your mind is disciplined, your heart is open, and your purpose is greater than yourself." So think about those. How many times have you opened your heart, opened your mind, and you felt something a little bit deeper, or had the opportunity to help someone because your heart was open and your mind was open to the idea to help someone? Think about a leader on the court. Think about how they led with their heart and with their mind, and how positive that feeling was being around them, right? These quotes can mean different things to many of us, right? But when I heard these, I was like, that's what I thought of at first, is what opportunities have I received by opening my heart and opening my mind.
Yeah, I love these as well. And just so you know, that first one was a part me, part chat GPT creation quote. I had read a ton of quotes in preparation for this today, and I had come up with that first part but needed some extra help, and I loved it. As soon as it came together, I was like, that's it. Because that is what this is all about. We are going to go back and keep reiterating it's about becoming elite on and off the court. And it takes a heart, it takes a mind, it takes a physical talent, it takes the discipline, it takes the tracking, all these things we've talked about since we've started recording podcasts. But at the end of the day, it's the heart and the mind, and it's aligning them together to get to where you want to go. So today we're going to talk about the power of the heart, right? The last 2 weeks we've talked about vision boards. We've talked about mental toughness and the ability to have that mind, that keen mind, and how those help with that. Well, today we're going to talk about the heart, because that is just as important as the mind. And as we combine those, that is when true greatness happens. So I want you to think about your heart. Your heart beats over 100,000 times a day. I don't know about you, but thank goodness I don't have to sit and pay attention to my heart beating that many times.
But now you're paying attention to how your heart beats.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So it's amazing that this organ and part of our body does what it does. But how often do you connect your heart to your training? I mean, maybe if you have a watch that tracks your heart, maybe you do a little bit. But even then, that is not a lot, right? We really don't pay attention to the power of this organ and what it does to keep you living, right? Your heart stops beating, you're not alive. So it's a crucial thing to be grateful for. Today we're going to talk about how the strongest of athletes don't just play with their mind, they play with their heart. Are you passionate? Do you have that just burning desire in your heart to get out and just play and have fun and do the best that you can do because you love the sport? You're passionate about your team, your teammates, your coaches, your communities. That's what this is all about.
Yeah, so think about it. Like, where are you at right now? And I guess the question can also be like, why do you play a sport? What do you want out of it? Right? And if you come to find like your real purpose of why you play sports and the meaning of connection and teamwork, and it becomes more valuable. You treasure these moments, and everybody that's out of high school, they're like, you'll look back on these times and they'll be the best days of your life. And then other people are like, I hated high school, whatever that is, right? If you build those connections, those good, strong connections, those people, at least for me, they're still in my heart. They're still in my mind. I still think about my teammates. And I have a deep love for them. But let's dive a little bit deeper into the science of the heart and mind connection. So your heart and brain are constantly communicating. And guess what? We don't really think about it. It just happens. So the heart sends more signals to the brain than the brain does to the heart. Think about that. We may think that's reversed. Again, the heart sends more signals to the brain than the brain does to the heart. When your heart is calm and focused, your reaction time, decision making, and focus improve. And studies in sports psychology show that athletes who regulate emotion through breathing, gratitude, and visualization perform more consistently. So think about that. How's your breathing? How's your gratitude? And how's your visualization? What does your vision board look like, right? How are you becoming a more consistent athlete on and off the court?
Isn't that amazing that something as simple as slowing your breathing can slow your heart rate, right? And as soon as your breathing increases, guess what your heart does to compensate? It increases. So something as simple as breathing, but yet as powerful as breathing, can have such a huge impact physically as well as emotionally. I think about the times in my life when I've been more stressed or I've had a ton on my plate. Those attributes or tools I've been taught to slow down, to ground myself, to have gratitude, it's made all the difference. And I love that we're talking about this the week of Thanksgiving. There could not be a better timing than this. This whole month we've been inviting you to be grateful. Have you noticed any differences? Is life better? I actually can attest to this personally. For years, I wrote a daily journal, and part of that was being grateful for what I had or saw that day. And it was interesting. I've been doing some emotional work and learning more about me and my mental ability. And one of the things that I had learned recently was journal writing as a way to nurture myself. I never thought of it that way. I'm like, nurture, that's like work. I got to sit and write. And I have been typing it. I've not been handwriting it like I used to. And this person I was meeting with was like, you need to handwrite for you. There's something that connects your heart and your mind or your brain as your hand is physically writing it. And as I was thinking about that on my way home and then pulled out a journal, I got a new one to write in and a nice pen so I could motivate myself. But as I started to think about it, I realized that every day I live is a gift. Every day. And am I living it to the fullest? And why is journal writing a good thing for me? One, it stops me and causes me to pause and be still and actually reflect on my day and like, what did I learn? And it helps me reinforce what I'm learning and what I'm becoming. And it also helps me be grateful for the day I was able to live, right? Did I live it to its fullest? For me, that's what's helpful. And it actually is a tool to help me be mentally keener and allow my heart to be stronger, both emotionally and physically, because I'm being grateful for the day.
And also tying into that, not only are you becoming more grateful, but as you've been doing maybe our monthly challenge, or as you've noticed and practiced more gratitude, how have the people around you acted around you now, right? Most people want to surround themselves by people who are grateful to have people around them, to have people that are teaching them and not judging them, accepting instead of criticizing, right? And that all comes with like, I think, where's your heart at, right? How do we treat people? What is our brain thinking about people? Because a lot of the time we just judge somebody without even getting to know them, right? We judge a book before we even open the cover. It happens, right? It's life. It's normal. We're people, right? But as we become more gracious, it helps with our patience. And as we get to know people, our breathing slows down. Like we're still breathing, but like our breath is more slower. We're more calm. We're more collected. And as we realize what we're grateful for each and every single day, if that's like writing 5 things down in a journal or saying it out loud, like we realize how blessed we really are every single day to be alive, to be where our feet are at, and to be surrounded by the people, places, and things that we get to do every single day. Like, it's pretty amazing, right? And so, like, yes, we can do journal writing and all that stuff, but like, there's other things we can do as well. Like, we can pray, like, with our daily prayers. If you're a daily prayer, like, are your prayers full of gratitude, or is it more of just asking for things and for help, right? Yes, asking for help is important, but I think more important is showing our gratitude, because the more we get, the more we can give, and the more we give, the more we can receive.
Yeah.
And I think as well, like, if we want to be receiving more, it's okay, what am I willing to give, and what am I grateful for enough that I can share it with people.
Yeah.
Lots of good things, lots of things to think about.
Lots of reflective questions today. We like those. So we're gonna show you this next slide. As we were thinking of a topic for this week and kind of the outline, this just came together beautifully. And both of us love this so much. But when we are playing with our heart, this is the why behind our performance. This is what's gonna help you stay elite. Because if not, burnout, the mundane, the criticism, all the pressures, that's what's going to tear you down. But when you play with your heart and you have that why, this is huge, but it takes two parts, right? Your heart represents your purpose, the emotions behind it, that motivation when everybody else gives up, you keep going. And then your mind, this represents the strategy, right? Figuring out those techniques and tools to beat the other team or a player, the focus, the discipline. However, it takes both of these. You need your heart and your mind. You want to have elite performance. It happens when these two things are aligned. This is what our ultimate goal is for each of you and for each of us. How do we get our hearts and our minds in the right place to be purposeful, to have positive emotions and motivation, to stay focused and disciplined and figure out those strategies and techniques to beat or to win or to come out on top? But it's aligning the two, and it's a constant molding and growing and shaping to become this.
Yeah, and I just love this. Like, it's really the our why. And as we understand, I mean, your why can be completely different from what our why is, and that's completely okay. But like, have you ever asked yourself before, like, what's my why today? Like, what's my why behind going to school? What's my why for playing sports? What's my why for being involved in my community? Like, what's your why? Like, just think about that. Like, what's your why? And for us that play athletes, like, who are you playing for? Are you playing for your own glory, or are you playing for something greater? And I think about this a lot of the time. Like, so many times we're too worried about the name on the back of our jersey than we are about the name that's on front of our jersey. So maybe just take a moment and pause and ask yourself, what's my why today, and who am I playing for?
Again, we can apply those questions, right? Like, why are we doing what we're doing? Why am I working and pursuing the profession I did today? And there's so many good depth and growth behind taking the time to do that. So we're gonna get a little bit more spiritual, I guess you could say, for a minute, and share. There's a lot of scriptures for those of you that believe in that. But Shalise and I are Christian, and our faith and belief in Jesus Christ is our why, right? I would be naive and ungrateful if I didn't say that was ultimately the behind of everything I do. Am I perfect at it? No, I'm far from it. And I slip and I fail and I mess up daily. But the cool part about this is I have a greater perspective of how I can overcome that and keep trying to be better. That's my why, right? It helps my heart overcome the oppositions. We have them every day. whether that's a disappointment of an assignment or a test didn't go as well, or I was hoping that this friendship or this relationship was going to go somewhere and it didn't happen, or I wanted this promotion at work and opportunity and that didn't happen. There will always be opposition. And this again ties into last week, but how do we overcome this? And for me, it's my heart. It's having that purpose, and it's having my focus on that eternal perspective of why I'm doing what I'm doing, who I believe in, and what's the greater purpose with all of this. There is a scripture in Colossians 3 verses 23. It says, whatever you do, work at it with all your heart, as working for the Lord, not for human masters. For me, I think when I get flustered or I have that opposition or those naysayers, like, why are you doing this? Why would you put your time into this? You can't do this. I go back to this because this is, for Shalise and I, why we felt we needed to move forward with SW Elite. Yes, it was a dream and a passion we've had, but it's the why. It was the timing. And we truly believe that like what we can share and offer will teach and touch those who are ready for it. And we want those athletes and those adolescents and families and parents to hear this that are ready for it and then be able to apply it. And one thing that I look at in the world, right, as a doctor and seeing clients and individuals, I see today our world is very weak in the mind, or you could say soft is another term. And our hearts are hard, right? Life is hard. And if you don't have a way to reset, gratitude being key to that, it is very easy to just get harder and harder, and then we don't care about other people as much, and what I say matters more than what they feel. And so this world and this communities and the things we live in, a lot of people I think deep down want to do good, but when we don't work on ourselves and our hearts become hardened, how do we keep that motion and purpose? And so we're seeing a lot of bad physical health, mental health issues. And honestly, I even see it on the court of like this entitlement. It's sad. This isn't just what it's about, right? One day your glory is going to come to an end, whether that's in soccer or basketball or whatever. But are those relationships and those memories and those experiences going to carry you beyond that? That's what we want to have happen. And so for me, I truly believe God's way is having a firm mind. I know who I am. I know what my identity is. I have purpose. I have heart. My mind is disciplined. It's focused. It's growing. It wants to learn. It's teachable. And then my heart staying softened to be teachable, to act and make those changes. It's one thing to say you're that way. It's a whole other level to actually do it and become that.
Yeah, and I think that's so true as well. Like, it takes work. And I feel like a lot of the time people don't want to put in the work to become what they really want to become. And that's when we start asking those questions of like, okay, well, like, who am I? Why am I here? Like, why am I like even pursuing this degree or keep on going to school? Why am I playing sports, right? It becomes so much more about the competition than about the journey and the joy, right? Um, Life isn't just about winning, right? But like it's about honoring our gifts and using them with integrity and passion, right? We are given godly gifts from the time we're born. I believe that, and we have to develop those gifts, and we may not be born with those gifts, but we can develop those gifts, right? Kind of like how we talked about mental toughness. It's a skill. It's not something that we're born with, right? It's like little by little, small and simple things, right? But how much better would our world be if we stopped competing with everybody about every little thing, right? Healthy competition is a good thing, right? But, and I'm not saying competition is bad, right? But it's having the competition where competition is good and removing competition where competition doesn't need to be. And if we stopped competing, and I would also say comparing against everybody else, like I think we'd be truly, our hearts would probably be softened, our minds would probably be a little bit more calm, just because we are grateful for what we have, for the things in our lives, for the people that are in our lives, right? But it's up to us, and God gave us agency to choose what we want to do every single day, right? He's like, you can compete or you can have compassion. Like, it's your choice, but um, whatever we do, work with all of our heart as we are working for the Lord and not for human masters, just like that scripture said.
Yeah. I love that. So to kind of tie these together, we're going to talk about training your heart and mind together. We've actually already shared some of these things, but I want you to put two and two together, right? Takes both. So your heart check journaling, like write 3 emotions before and after each workout. This helps you build awareness, which will help your mental toughness, which will also help your heart be softened and able to find that purpose. I think emotional awareness is such a degraded thing. I think it's getting better in our society, but just being emotionally aware and identifying how you really feel can make all the difference. I know I'm still learning about emotions. How does that really feel? Is that really the right word for the emotions I'm feeling? So this is really cool. I love that it's an invite for all of us to do that, whether that's a practice, maybe it's a game. Maybe you write down emotions before you start your warm-up of like, these are the 3 emotions I feel right now, and then do it after. Kind of see where you're at, evaluate where you're at. Number 2, faith and focus routine, right? Figure out your routine to connect heavenward or to a higher power. However you feel or believe. For me, prayer, gratitude, I study and try to connect in that way. For you, it might be different. Do what routine works for you. Get yourself in that higher playing field. And when you spiritually are in that level, then you're going to compete at that level. So I love how that works. Visualization, like picture that success with the emotions. We've talked about this before. How does it feel to win? How does it feel to serve and inspire and help your teammates be positive and grow and be successful? Because yes, you'll have your moments of glory, but even better, when you have helped somebody else obtain that glory, that is even a greater reward than just obtaining the glory yourself. All right, we've said this before, glory in other people's glory. I love that. It's like still a motivating quote that I say to myself frequently. And number 4, reset your breath. Before a competition, slow your breathing, sync your heart rhythm and your brain clarity, right? I love this picture that we started with of like your heart and brain. These need to be in sync. So if one's going crazy and the other one's trying to catch up, then you're not going to be in alignment and you're not going to perform as well. Get these in alignment before you compete so you can be successful.
Yes, and so like I may be thinking about like, okay, well, like how do I apply this? And sometimes we may need a couple examples. So one that we talked about previously on her podcast is Serena Williams with her comeback mindset, right? So she had a baby, she had a lot of health complications, and she came back after that and had to go through all of her training all over again, right? And I won't go into the details, but if you want more details, just Google Serena Williams and her whole story will pop up, right? But you have to believe in yourself when no one else does, right? And just with the world where it's very much like we want those clicks, we want those likes, we want those subscribers, we want that glory, right? But I think from growing up in a religious standpoint, the only person we need to believe in is ourselves and our God. And as we believe in God, He'll show us who we are and give us the belief and the strength to believe in ourselves and go and do good in the world. And at least for me, I know that as I put my faith and trust in God and as I prepare, and that's by like reading and studying and going to my Sunday services and serving in my community and applying myself and showing gratitude for the things that I have, I'm able to believe in myself and in my abilities, and I'm able to share that with people. And the more I share, the more I get back. I'm not looking to get anything back. I just want to share. And that's where I find true joy, and that's where I feel a lot of people are at. Like, we want to feel this joy, but we're so much a me, myself, and I-centered world where it's, well, I'm not getting that, so I'm not going to do that, right? Who cares? Still go out and do it, because what opportunities are you missing out on because you're just stuck in your world? Sometimes we have to go out of the bubble, get out of our comfort zones. As much as I love being at my house, I'm very much a homebody. For anybody who knows me personally, I'm very much a homebody. But as I go out and share my talents, the more I learn from other people, and that blesses my life as well. That calms my heart, that calms my mind, and opens my heart and mind to new opportunities as well.
So good. So good. So applicable for me too. I love it. So to wrap up, we're going to repeat some of these things, but as Shalise said, as you put others above yourself, you're going to be blessed more than you can even imagine. And it won't seem like it at first, but it does. And it does work that way. And we're going to share a couple other thoughts. This is another scripture in the Bible, and it's from 2 Timothy chapter 1, verse 7, and it says, God doesn't give us a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. I don't know about you, but I don't want to live my life in fear and always be worried and scared and nervous and anxious and all these things that are just not enjoyable. I want power of love and a sound mind and the ability to live life to its fullest. That is what happens when we align our heart and our mind together. So athletes and parents and whoever listens to this, remember your heart is love, passion, courage. Your mind is clarity, confidence, discipline. When these are aligned, you become unshakable under pressure. We want nothing more than for each of you to be able to be unshakable under pressure, to be elite, to perform to the best of your abilities, to have those achievements and those opportunities to just set new records and do so much good in the world and in your teams and in your communities that you're a part of. So this week, we need you to focus on like training your body, training your heart. Let your purpose power your performance, right? Connect your heart, connect your mind, work on that. And it starts with gratitude. Especially this week, the timing is perfect. Take time to be grateful. Take time to express gratitude. Say it to people. Say it face to face. Let your loved ones, even though those siblings and parents probably drive you nuts at times, express that gratitude to them because you are where you are today because of them.
Yeah. And as you fill your heart with more gratitude, not just this week, but every single day, as you're filling your heart with more gratitude and understanding your why, your purpose of your power will increase your performance. But as we wrap up this little episode today, we want to leave you with a challenge for this week, which is to write a thank you letter with your heart. So that means with really think and feel your gratitude for this person. So you're going to write a thank you letter with your heart to someone that needs to hear a thank you from you. This letter needs to be prepared and handwritten and delivered on Thanksgiving Day. So once again, it's a handwritten letter written from the heart, given to someone that needs to hear a thank you and delivered on Thanksgiving Day. And as you do this, you will feel a genuine love for that person. You'll be grateful for the things that they have taught you, that they have encouraged you and supported you and all the things, right? I would pick someone that you may be struggling with to write a thank you letter to. Because I feel like sometimes the people that we're struggling with the most are the ones who need to have we need to have a little bit more compassion, a little bit more gratitude for, because they may be doing things behind the scenes that we have no idea that they're doing for us. And as we write thank you letters and as we bring gratitude into our hearts, the more at peace we'll be. And as we're going into the holiday season and celebrating Christmas, and for Christians celebrating Christ's birth, we become a little bit more softer in the heart, a little bit more kinder, a little bit more grateful, right? And I think we need to celebrate that not only in the holiday season, but every single day. And that happens with gratitude. So be more grateful and get those thank you letters written and see how you feel. And don't expect a response from them. Do it for you, not for a response.
So good. That's going to challenge all of us. I'm like sitting here thinking of people I can write a letter to. So we'll be joining you and join us in that challenge. I love that. So thanks, Shalise, for that invite. Reminder, we have our next class coming up. This is again Monday, December 8th at 7 p.m. We're going to be talking about time and stillness, the hidden edge in your sport. These classes are free. They last anywhere from about 40 minutes to 60 minutes, depending on the topic and discussion we have. We would love to have you join. Please invite your teammates, your family, your friends. We give away awesome prizes at the end. You don't want to miss these. The last class we gave a $25 gift card to Nike. So there's some great prizes for you to be a part of. Again, we're here to encourage you and support you. And really, like we started this episode with, we want to express our gratitude to each of you. We hope you have a very happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy that time with your family, friends, loved ones, or wherever you're at. And take that time to show your gratitude. And we're grateful for all of you. So thanks for subscribing and watching, and hope you'll continue to do so and share with those around you. And we will talk to you next week.
Bye, guys.
Yeah.